Hello and welcome back to FIFA Manager 2020 here on Rawslowgaming and the first match day of the year here in our second season with Bath City Football Club. We're meeting Oxford City as an away team and our team rating 496 versus their 489. So we will be starting off with a very close fight here indeed, hopefully we can come out on top. We will see if that's the thing that really happens or not, but we'll check that out very shortly here. So leading up here to the preseason or the first game, we haven't really done much. We have trained on fitness to get that up as high as possible, and we also have for the season really switched formation. So now we're playing a more usual 4-4-2, and our weak point is a left midfielder with Adaman at 36 at that level. So that is really what we are going to look to improve here throughout the season, I guess, so to say. And hopefully we can get some good results. We do have Craig in here, who's new for the season, and of course we have Statia, who developed really good last season together with Ishara for the striker position. And we do have Poker Cliff, also new from our under 18s for this season. We do have a little bit of a budget for salaries for the season to come here. Cash flow is going to go down throughout the season, so that will be troublesome, but we will see how it works out throughout the season pretty much. I don't unfortunately think we can sign any coach for the reserve team manager or a reserve team assistant. That would be something that would be good, but things are not looking at just that level, and we would like a youth assistant as well, of course, since we do have to develop our youth really at the best way possible. Let's see here. I should check here. Left winger, so I haven't missed anything. We do have Dan Lewis here that we should try to play as much as possible in the first team then. Assist level 31, he's not that far behind, so when he comes back from his injury, that is what we will do. Let's see here. We'll say to Brunt that we want him to become stronger. Do we need to say more? No, not really. So let's kick off this season here and go for it, so to say. And we'll keep running the instant results because, that's just how I like to play the game. If you want to see it any other way, do leave a comment and I will at least consider it to show maybe a little bit throughout the season at least. But if you want a change in that department, you gotta write it in the comments. After one half here, unfortunately we are lagging behind 0-1 against Oxford City. Stats looks pretty even, and we'll say just like we practiced in training. Atmosphere is down to 3, so terrible teamwork at 46. Pretty darn terrible overall, but 2 or 3 really quick goals actually in the second half there, up to the 15-minute mark for Bath City, and the end result is just in here. So the end result is 3-2 for Bath City versus Oxford City after a quite exciting second half there, I would say. And overall, the team doing a pretty stable job. Quite a few players with 7 rating and a few with 6. So overall, pretty stable. Shots 5-4, shots on target 3-1, and chances 6-5. And possession 60-40%. So overall, a well-deserved victory there for us. and 8th in the league after that. We converted 75% of our chances. That is not likely to be the case throughout the season, but nonetheless a very good start, and that also brings us up to 12 in sports for the board, so that's good. We forgot open day, that's all right. So of course we're going to meet the team next that had the biggest win the first match day. Feels just our luck, so to say, and we'll see how that goes on. And it's going to be against Heaven and Waterlooville, but we are playing at home at least, so that's always good. Hopefully we can get some momentum from that and from the last game as well. Fitness for our team are only at 80-81, which is not really the level that we would have liked to have after the preseason. It's really pretty weak, if I'm going to be honest. And yeah, Waterloo team rating 561, 503 for us, which is very, very well. It's going to be hard, just the case. And we do have Rostern, of course, there that were injured or something, and letting Adaman play instead. Rostern is at 44, so it's not really the weak point. We have Craig and Pokacliff that are sort of weak points, but they aren't. They're just a little bit low on experience, and hopefully will go up throughout the season. So let's check out here. Team dynamics again. Tom Smith. Should we do what with 52? So he's actually showing sort of getting better in training now. I don't really want to say that he's doing good though. So we'll tell him to become stronger as well, and he's sort of self-confident, unfortunately. Some ad boards here, so we need over 3k. That's the only thing that we need, but we'll sign there nonetheless at 2.7k. It's just on the borderline to be all right, so to say, but the sooner you sign the AdWords contract, the better it is. So that's the reason behind taking that one. So it will be a very tough game here against Heaven and Waterlooville, I think, at least. So we will just go out with give it your best as a team speech. We do manage to take the lead in the 8th minute, and an own goal against us in the 16th minute, unfortunately. And while I'm talking there, 3 more goals against us. So the scoreline after one half, a 1-4 for Bassett versus Hammond and Waterlooville. So that were certainly not good. Atmosphere up to 5, teamwork 52. So not really that great at all, and not really that much of an improvement after last match. And the end result here, really dreadful for Bath City, 1-6 to Bath City versus Hammond and Waterlooville, and pretty much all our defenders and keeper doing terrible matches there at with a rating of 4 or 5. And the stats then: shots 5-6, shots on target 2-4, chances 5-11, and possession 39-61%. So well-deserved victory for Hammond and Waterlooville, of course, and that brought us down to 16th place in the league, 1 point off from the playoff spot, and a couple of points clear of the relegation zone, I guess, or something like that. So next up is against Weymouth City away. So we'll see here what happened. Lion Craig would be good playing left midfielder as well, and that's fine. But we're really needing him more as a right midfielder. So that is how we're going to play him. We could train him as a left midfielder as well if we want to. Further down the road, I don't feel that's beneficial to us right now. Might be if we're going to look at the squad and see if we have other strong right midfielders, but I don't believe that's the case. But we should take a little bit of a look on that at least here before next game. And we do have Poca Cliff injured here, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not for long, and it shouldn't be so with a bruised thigh. Yeah, he's fit again just before the match here against Weymouth, so that's good. So guys, if you're wondering how I got this installed, I do have a tutorial on how to install FIFA Manager 2020 yourself on the channel, so do check that out if you want. And I also have a link, a link to that in the description, and also a link to where you can buy FIFA Manager 2013 cheaply if you want, and that is something that you need to get FIFA Manager 2020. FIFA Manager 2014 is fine as well, of course, if you happen to have that already. So let's see here. I don't think we have any right winger. Best position, Stuart Russell. No, definitely not. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. And also guys, if you are enjoying the show, do remember to smash that like button. It's very, very much appreciated. And if you haven't done so yet, but are enjoying the journey, do remember to hit that subscribe button as well, to follow along on our journey here towards Premier League and beyond out in Europe. So let's see here. We'll say into Patton that he should be trained passing. That should be all right. Seems like it were all right to say. And we'll kick off here against Weymouth. Our team rating 500 and theirs 513. So again, give it your best as a team talk. And two times in a row now, they have taken the lead, but we have equalized very quickly. Unfortunately, not the case after their third goal here in just before the end of the first half. Jesus Christ, didn't find the correct words there. So unfortunately, Ryan Clark have had a very poor game so far. A rating of 4 here again. We'll say, I know you can do better. We know they can. Atmosphere only at 4, 5 after our halftime talk there. Teamwork at 55. So the atmosphere is really horrible, to be honest, and should maybe try to do something about that. Not quite sure what to do, but we'll figure something out. The end result there, unfortunately, is 2-3 for Bastard versus Weymouth, and man of the match is Dan Rooney, of course, that we couldn't hold on to that went to Weymouth after last season. That drops us down to 17th place in the league now, 3 points off from a playoff spot and 3 points clear of the relegation zone. And that dropped us down a little bit in sports as well, I see here, down to 11. And we just seem to be getting really hard games here, I feel. Next up is Welling United, who are second in the league. And yeah, feels like we are having a really tough time. Simpson gain experience level here, so that's really good. And now only -2. Due to experience, and that's always good. So let's hear, what can we do? Team spirit, let's have should we have an emergency meeting or a player party? Let's have a player party. Yeah, it will have to cost a little bit of money. We need to get up the atmosphere in the team. And another autosave, but yeah, it's fine. Level 21 for 16 years old, yeah, not that great. To be honest, this small tips is pretty nice, and yeah, transfer window closed in 6 days. We can't really do anything. We could of course try to take up loans, but yeah, we're not really looking to do that. We are looking to build up our team around youth players, and as such, or that way, we are more in about loaning out players. So we're not really playing the same tactics we are doing in Football Manager. They're loaning in players for the lower leagues is really the only way to do it. Maybe not so much here in FIFA Manager. As said, next game coming up here, we're against Welling United, or is, and they are at 545 versus our 497 as a team rating. So, as said, it will be a very tough game here again. Ryan Clark in horrible form. So let's see here if we can't talk to him. Perfect shape for next game. Yeah, didn't really gain that much form, but all right. Fight for every ball, so a little bit more of a risky talk, but I don't feel it's risky. We did take the leader in the 8th minute, but instantly we got equalized by Welling United, unfortunately. But the scoreline after one half is at least 1-1, and really good rating actually in our defense. So that's nice. That's have not been the case for the first couple of matches. And say that this is just how we imagined it, and that should be all right. Atmosphere now up to a 6. So a win here would be very, very good for us, and it could bring up our atmosphere and team spirit quite a bit. And we do manage somehow to get in it to a win, because the end result for Bassett versus Welling United is 2-1, and player of the match is Ryan Clark, or at least for our side. So that's very, very nice, and not unfortunately for a whole match, but that doesn't matter. Stats: shots 4-3, shots on target 4-3, chances 4-5, and possession 40-60%. So maybe a little bit lucky winning the game there, but we definitely take it. No criticize whatsoever. So up to 13th place after that, and 3 points up to a playoff spot, and 6 points clear of the relegation zone. So far we have the best conversion of chances, but I don't think we are creating that many chances. Yeah, unfortunately not. So pretty much the same trouble that we had as last year, or at least so far. But then again, we have been meeting pretty hard clubs, I would say, so far. So hopefully we can sharpen our conversion there a little bit throughout this season. That would be definitely very nice. And team atmosphere had improved there, very, very good. And also, I said that win should bring up the team atmosphere quite a bit. And the shout out for 2 weeks there, unfortunately, after that match. And that's not too good. We did get a sponsor win bonus for the win against Welling United, so that were nice. And yeah, the hard matches just keep coming. Next up against Maidenhead United, who are second in the league, and also as an away match. So that's pretty darn crazy. And we do have the last 24 hours here for the transfer window. And yeah, we're not really likely to do anything at all. As said, I don't see we have any players leaving us, and certainly no players really coming in for the team, since we don't really have the cash or anything else to be able to allocate for that, so to say. And just a few more hours here left of it to roll by, so to say. And here we are. So let's skip that, so to say. And for our league, it's not really interesting to see the most expensive players because they are going to be loan players. So yeah, top transfers, no fee. Right back, that's level 52 and didn't have a club before. That's quite crazy. Noah Tilberg. So I always find this a little bit hard. Yeah, here we go. So he was dropped from Malmö FF reserves for the season. Yeah, definitely a good signing there. So I really should be getting better into that, but I feel like I need to get control on our total cost first before we do anything else with signings and players and like that. So that's why we haven't really dabbled with the signings or transfers this season. We'll likely do that for next season and or the winter transfer window. We could do something good there, maybe. Speaking of good, our team level have gone up quite a bit here to 511, and this is probably the level that we are on about with the perfect team, dropping there to 507 due to Ross and Shara being out, but nothing too major since we do have Stacha as a backup. And let's see here, salaries did drop down quite a bit after that month, so we are probably needing to go through the team quite fast regarding contracts for next season. Yeah, training, we are not really going to look at that. We are going to do another individual talk here. To Bauer will say it becomes stronger. Alright, so we really should be taking a little bit of a look there on some players, I guess. Simpson, how are you in strength? Yeah, I don't think you're that good. So become stronger. That's good. A talk that actually works out. A sponsor offer for all the rest of the ad boards. That's good. So we'll just see if we can't get more. Oh, damn it. A little bit greedy there, maybe one could say, but yeah, it's all right. Team, no, contracts. There we go. This season, so we actually don't really have that many. We have for reserves, but for first team, we only have our 2 keepers and Fletcher. For reserves, we have a few more, but we don't really want to prolong our reserves. But we need a new keeper for next season. That's pretty much it. So we don't really have any worry there. So what we need to do, I guess, for the winter transfer window is to find a goalkeeper to continue our journey in a good way. So this match against Maidenhead United, we are at 507 versus their 556, and we are playing as an away team, so we will give it your best. And starting off extremely poorly, unfortunately, or unlucky maybe, because Maidenhead United taking the lead there after 2 minutes and extending it to 0-2 just before the end of the first half. So not a good match at all so far for us. And we'll say just play like we practiced in training. Atmosphere at least up to 9 now, so that's decent. Teamwork at 57, so we're starting to get on track in terms of that situation. We do manage to get in a reduction there in the 56th minute, and they did get a red card in the 87th minute, but it wasn't just enough for our players to get back here. All players in our team having 6 as a team rate or a rating, which is nothing special, but it's not catastrophic, but it's not at the level that we want to be. Looking at the stats here, it's pretty much an even game. Shots 3-3, shots on target 1-2, shots 5-3, and possession 48-52%. So overall, actually, we sort of should have won this game, but I'm not too unhappy with it, but it's not great either, of course. And dropping down to 16th place after that, and 4 points off from a playoff spot. Still 6 points clear of the relegation zone. And dropping down to 11 again. 11 here in sports. So, one game more lost here this season than last season after 5 matches. And next match coming up, which will probably be in the next episode, is maybe the first game here of the season that is maybe a little bit easier against Truro City, who are at 20th place in the league, and we're playing at home as well, so it should be pretty much better. Definitely, if we were looking at the team rating here, I hope that we will really dominate this game. But to see that, you gotta check in the next episode, because that is what we will start off then, or start off with then. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time here on the channel. Bye bye. You have been watching Rawslowgaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right, our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.